What do you think? Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make beef vindaloo. This is a very popular name anywhere if you go in the world actually, especially in the Britain, and they love this recipe. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit history behind this. Okay, so this recipe comes from a state called Goa in India, and if you try this recipe, it's all the way you can go to 15th century when Portuguese were in India and the state called Goa. So they brought this recipe, times changed and recipe got a little bit different. This is also you can say carne de vindaloo, which is literally mean meat marinated garlic and vinegar. So India is very diverse country. Every 50 mile you can see the differences, change, like every food culture, people even looks, if you go east, west, north, south, people looks very different also, and the culture, the dress code. So in Goa, the state, people still speak Portuguese, and the older people, their mother tongue actually is Portuguese too. So I have done this chicken vindaloo recipe a long time ago, but you can do with this the same recipe you can follow for chicken, beef, mutton, even lamb. Even you can do vegetarian, if you're vegetarian or vegan, you still can do the same recipe. You can use, instead of meat, you can use potatoes, and small red potatoes, those are best for this recipe, and you can cook the same way. Let's see what we need. Okay, so here is the ingredients. So these are the onion. I have one whole onion chopped. Since this recipe requires lots of garlic, so I have 8 cloves of fresh garlic. I chop them nicely, and I have this 3 Roma tomato chopped here, or you can use any tomato. You can use this one also. So we need actually red wine vinegar. I don't have, nothing on a stove. You still can cook. I'm using apple cider vinegar. So we need 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, and 1 cup of chicken broth or beef stock. If you don't have, you can use water. I'm using some whole spices here. You can see this is a cumin seed. I'm using half teaspoon of cumin seed, 1 inch of whole cinnamon. You can say cinnamon bark or cinnamon stick, 4 parts of green cardamom. I'm using black peppercorn, is you can say like around 15. If you don't have this whole spicy, you still can cook. You can use powder instead of this, but less amount. And I'm using 2 clove, whole clove here. And here's 1 teaspoon of garam masala. Salt. I'm using 1 teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of turmeric powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder. And I like to have some mustard seed, but I don't have, and also coriander seed. If it or coriander seed powder, So I don't have that right now, so we can still use this. So see, first thing first, and we need some meat. So these are the beef. You can get a beef stew. So I'm going to marinate this for 5 to 10 minutes, just with vinegar. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of vinegar here, and I'm going to use half of this garlic chopped. So here's the garlic. So I'm going to use half of this garlic for marination and half for the sauce. Okay, so we can mix this well and leave this for 10 to 15 minutes. At the same time, while we are marinating this, we can prepare our sauce. Okay, so first thing first, I'm using pressure cooker here, because pressure cooker is like very faster for, especially if you're cooking beef or like meat. So I'm going to add first cumin seed here. I have 1 tablespoon of olive oil here. Okay, so right after, cinnamon stick, break them, crush them a little bit, and you can crush this cardamom seed also. Just fry them for like literally for a minute only. Okay, so right after this, I'm going to add this onion here. Okay, fry this onion and all this together for 5 minutes. And you have to keep stirring this, and you don't want this to get burned. You can use any other pot. You can use any normal pot. You have deeper pot, where you can cook everything. Even cast iron also you can use. Okay, it's been cooking for 5 minutes, and now I'm going to add this leftover garlic. If you remember, we have some garlic here chopped, because half of the garlic we use for chicken marination. And now just fry this for just for 1 minute. So now I'm going to add this tomato. You can use 3 Roma tomatoes, chop, or you can use a canned tomato if you want. You can use around like 6 to 8 ounces of canned tomato. I'm going to add this turmeric powder here and salt. Let's cook this for at least 5 to 6 minutes. Okay, so I've been cooking this for 5 to 6 minutes, and now I'm going to turn the stove off. I was cooking them in medium heat. I'm gonna cool this off, and while this is cooling off, let's fry our meat. Okay, so while we are waiting our sauce, that to get cool off, so I'm going to fry this meat here. So I'm heating 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a cast iron. I'm gonna fry this beef here. Flip them. Have to fry them both sides. And since I'm gonna cut this pieces very smaller. Okay, so just fry them for a few more minutes. I cut this beef in smaller pieces, you can see. Okay, so our sauce, all the onion, all the spices are the cool off. So I'm going to put them in a blender. You don't have to do that. You can straight cook your meat here, but I like, so this way what happens, so you don't get all the whole pieces like peppercorn, clove, cinnamon, and cardamom. You don't get in your mouth, when you're eating. So it's good this way. So you just need to make it just take a few minutes. Okay, so in the same pot, I'm gonna pour this sauce, the sauce, we just blend this. You can add a little bit of water in here to get all the sauce out from here. And let's cook this for 3 to 4 minutes. And while we're cooking this, we're gonna add this chili powder, red chili powder, and garam masala. Oh, it smells so good. When you put in the blender, you see how the creamy this looks. It gets like, you can like transform this sauce doing this. And this whole spices are the best. Whole spices give you like very good flavor. It has more flavor than powder, because and sometimes we have older spices in the powder. They don't get very good flavor. That's why we lose the real taste. So here our beef is already done here. I just finished this frying here, and see, looks good. So we're going to add this here in the pressure cooker once the spices started cooking. Okay, so it's been 5-6 minutes here, and so now I'm going to add this meat here. Okay, let's cook this. So I'm going to add this chicken broth, 1 cup here, and I'm going to add this 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Or if you have a red wine vinegar, will be best. If you don't have chicken broth, you can use beef broth or beef stock. or water. I'm gonna put this on and gonna cook this here in a pressure maybe around 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. Pressure cooker is the best actually. I use this for everything. Pretty fast. You can save your time. Your electric also. Let's check this. You can cook this until your beef is done or soft. So this beef is pretty soft now. Okay, let's serve this. She's the one who's gonna pass this. If she say yes, so you guys can make this. If she say no, so maybe not.
It looks so good.
Let's see.
You're gonna feed me? I'm just kidding.
Okay, here is this. It's a little bit hard.
Is it?
It's pretty hard.
I can hold it, it's fine.
Okay.
Well, the gravy looks so good. Is it hot?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, it's pretty warm.
Okay, what do you think? Okay, so about the Indian food or all the spices, like any Indian food, Italian, even Mexican, sauce and this kind of so longer this sits, better it tastes, because all the spices, they all like sits longer and they taste better. So I hope you will enjoy this recipe and this food, and if you have any question, feel free to ask me. Also, you can use chicken, beef, you can use mutton, you can use lamb. So any meat you can use, even you can use potato instead of all this meat. Make as a vegetarian.